Hey, this is Guy, and so begins my quest to play and beat every Super Nintendo game ever. I'll make a video detailing the minutiae of how it's gonna go, but for now, just bear with me. In the 90s, third-party developers like this lesser-known one, Blizzard Entertainment, released titles that helped cement the landscape of gaming into a bigger market. That's right, before WoW expansions, Diablo seasons, and Overwatch cosplays, there was this charming little company who dreamed of creating fantasy titles. Their first one in this type of universe is Blackthorne, or Black Hawk in Europe. That's Hawk with an H. For the Super Nintendo, also ported to the PC, which had blood, always a plus. It bodes well that this game supports a password system because, well, you'll see. It's brutal. You know it is so when there's a rare practice mode in the days of no tutorials. The intro is amazing, possibly the best graphics I've seen on the Super Nintendo. In fact, this game was marketed as a cinematic platformer when it was released. But there's little more than what you see in the intro and end, other than some lore advancement. So I'm gonna let you enjoy a quick cut from the intro. Yeah, I cut some intro stuff, but you can find a lot of YouTube videos that do cover that stuff. But I'll narrow it down. There's a war-torn land that's about to be defeated by orcs, and so the king sends his son to another world. Probably that other world being the Mojave Desert. And so this Blackthorne character becomes what appears to be a rock star, but instead of a guitar, he carries a shotgun, which is actually really cool and badass. Right off the bat, you can see the game is really smooth, at least visually. The same can't be said for the controls. Yeah, the controls become excruciating after a few minutes, because you want to move on and explore the game, but the tactical controls forbid it. I was going to do the Blackthorne on one side joke, but another YouTuber, and probably many others, have me beat. Yeah, controls are innovative for the time in the sense that you have to switch between run mode and tactical mode. But unlike something as smooth as Assassin's Creed, it's slow, awkward, and you have to time your reflexes to match the pace of the character. Or else. You must painstakingly reprogram your own instincts to run, jump, and shoot at a rapid pace, but awkwardly have to press a button to switch between modes to do so. And there's not much else to say from here. After you understand the controls, the game is a constant struggle to adapt to sequencing the buttons while enemies effortlessly kill you. Still, there's something absolutely charming about it. It becomes enormously satisfying to kill an orc with that trusty Rockstar shotgun, until the 389th time. Then you try to pull off basic moves like going down the ladder, only to remember you can't until you holster your weapon. Simple actions become chores. Like, look how much time it takes to kill this red guy. By now I know how the game works, but still it's painful that it takes me at least 10 seconds per enemy to kill one off. And there's like sometimes 20 to 30 enemies per level. Also, the movement works on a grid system, not pixel perfect, so if you're rushing a certain part, you might accidentally miss that one step and die on the ground with a dull thud. You can't imagine how many times I saw that continue screen. You have a jungle section, then a desert section, and then a castle section. And what's interesting to note is that it doesn't even matter if you've brought loot with you to another level or not, because it doesn't save your loot. I mean, that is just cruel. Considering passwords are 4 characters long, it makes mathematical sense. Which is why the last boss is such a terrible pain. No bombs. Take this case for instance. He could have killed me, because I just had it and started blasting, but I got lucky. There were quite a few times where I did it and I just died and I cursed and walked away. But I came back and said, well, this is the game, this is what has to be done, and so I did. On the other hand, it was really satisfying shooting the crap out of these weird plants. And that squeaky sound. Ah, the misery. This is not a rush game, it's a patience game. And as you move on to the next levels, you have a jungle stage, nothing changes. Different colors, a few new enemies, but essentially the same. Different, but same. So at this point, you just want to get it over with. Surely something different happens. Now, apart from some slight lore advancement in cinematics, nothing at all. and such was the technical limitations of the time. Usually not enough memory to fit in a whole bunch of cutscenes. Look at me all Joe Cool over here. I just didn't care anymore. So I just took an aim, walked over, rolled over, and... well, yeah, see, stuff like this happens all the time with this game. All the time. Now at this point, I'm just gonna stop shitting on it and just start saying that there is something really, really quite charming about just being limited to this particular style of movement and action. First of all, it's a lot more rewarding when you get something done. The problem is, nowadays we're so used to fast action paced that you just kind of lose patience for this kind of stuff. It's definitely a trial and error game, so I understand why a lot of people who play this will fail to see the charm that this brought out back then. Also, I apologize for this bizarre glitch that happened during the capture. I played a really cool level, and I almost put the entire level for you guys to appreciate this, but here at the very end, I just got a big glitch, this big black block here. Fortunately, it didn't happen at the last boss. I found out about it, like for some reason I stopped the recording. I think I took a break and then I came back, and it didn't keep the glitch for too long. So the final boss, the Sarlacc guy, is different from the one that ate Boba Fett, is a motherfucker. It's sadistic to trap you into a character that plays at a turn-based pace, and then you face off with a dude that has several types of attacks that demand quick thinking. At that point, it's just claustrophobic. The entire game sums down to this moment, and the controls are still a challenge. Sometimes I think I'm pulling off the moves correctly, but do it too fast, and it's a mess. I died over and over and over again, until maybe the 20th time when I just kind of gave up and let myself enjoy the game. All of a sudden, things started to happen. Then I noticed his life bar was down to 1. I pulled off a kill shot with style. So I was going about my business, trying over and over again, and just failing. And then all of a sudden, something started to go right. I just finally got the feel of it. I became a little more daring, but at the same time respectful that I had to just shoot and get out of the way. It's not as easy as it looks, even though I've seen some YouTubers do this flawlessly. And then look what happened. Yep, you saw that correctly. I had the wits to crouch down, change my mind, then get back up and with a cool guys don't look at shotgun blast attack, sent his ass straight to hell. Demon kill of the year, baby. I don't know if that makes up for the 5 hours of gameplay I spent struggling through the game, but it's something. On a final note, the music is nice, but after an hour or so it becomes really repetitive, and you just can't take it anymore. I wish there were just a few more tracks per section, not just one. Well, that was Blackthorne. Although it sounds like all I did was whine about the game and its controls, it was still fun, and there's definitely something charming about it. It's a Primordial Blizzard entertainment, so they know what they're doing. Even back then on a console. Well, I'm off on my quest to beat every Super NES game ever, so like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you thought of this game and what would you like to see next. I literally pick random names off of a list, so knock yourself out.